Hello everyone, my name is Raul.
My name is Alex.
My name is Clarissa.
And we're CosplayFame. You can follow CosplayFame on social media at CosplayFame. CosplayFame. You can follow Alex here at Jester2539. And then you can follow Clarissa here at, is it Classy Nerd Habits?
No. Yes, it is Classy Nerd Habits at Tumblr.
Classy Nerd Habits on Tumblr. Today, guys, we have a few topics to talk about. Again, this is NerdTalk with CosplayFame. So, we're going to talk about a few topics based on the world of nerdism right now. So, the first topic is Marvel movies. They're coming out rapidly and fast succession. I think next year we're going to be getting Guardians of the Galaxy 2, if I'm correct, and Doctor Strange.
On Guardians of the Galaxy 2, really quick, there was a little spoiler drop by Bradley Cooper that Thanos might be Star Wars dad.
That would be really bad.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, he said it and he's like, oh what?
I just think he's throwing people off because Star-Lord's dad is actually like a commander, like from what I've read.
Yeah, Jason of Spartax.
Yeah. And from what the two aliens, I forgot what was his name, the one from Walking Dead, I forgot the character's name, but I know that he's like, oh, his dad is such a douche, like.
Oh,
Merle.
Michael
Roker. Well, either way, like he was
playing Yondu.
And then Doctor Strange, a lot of set photos coming out, and then the video that came out too. I haven't actually watched the video, but all the set photos, wow.
Yeah, it's very impressive. It shows that Marvel's budget is not only set for like the main flagship superheroes in the Avengers. To do a set shoot like that in Nepal, of course, next to the Himalayas, it looks very much like a Tibetan monk type of styling, which is derived into like the Doctor Strange origin story, which is a really good origin story. So I want to know what you guys feel about it. What do you guys feel about the Cumberbatch in general as Doctor Strange?
I like the idea. He is a good actor. I know when I first opened up to the actor at first, a lot of girls were Doctor Who. Since everyone knows him from Doctor Who, I know him mostly from Star Trek.
Sherlock.
Oh.
It's okay.
Well,
it happens. I understand they're both BBC.
Yeah, they're both BBC shows, but I'm like, I think he actually did show up in the show at one point. I'm not sure.
Doctor Who?
Yes.
I will have to check that, to be honest.
I'm like, I'll Google search that, but I'm like, I could have sworn he was on the show too at one point. I can't wait for the other movie that's coming out for Sherlock Holmes.
The third one?
There's going to be a movie with the same cast of Sherlock. There's going to be like the movie with the...
a movie based on the show, not based on the Robert Downey Jr. movie.
No, they're going to do a Sherlock Holmes movie.
That's a slap in the face of British people, having Robert Downey Jr. playing Sherlock Holmes.
Come on, a lot of British people play American actors. I don't think that should be an issue doing it back at them.
That's very true.
So I'm like, come on, you can't be a double
Rick
standard.
from The Walking Dead, he's like Southern dude.
He's a British guy.
I have my qualms with Henry Cavill playing Superman, so there's a lot of
you can't be.
Wait,
come on.
Is Henry Cavill English?
Henry Cavill's English.
He a Brit, bro? Have you seen the trailer Uncles?
Yeah. Thank God, Ben Affleck is American.
The man from Uncle, he's like super American. I've already seen it.
Yeah, well, I think it's easier to put off an American accent than a person pulling off a British accent.
Well,
are you going to talk with a Cockney accent? I gonna.
They say it's easier.
I'm
for
Superman, Man of Steel. Have you heard of me? I'm sorry, go ahead.
They say that it's easier for British people to do an American accent than American people to do a British accent.
Probably.
Because if you really pay attention to the accents of where they're coming from, because it's like there's, like, you know how they say Hispanic people have different accents from what their origins are from? Same thing goes with people in the UK.
Yeah, you have like different Essex accent, you have like a London accent, a Wales accent, a Liverpool accent.
Yeah, if you pay attention.
Cockney.
Well, I've never been to the UK. It's on my bucket list in 2 years from now, so that's gonna happen. Thank God for my
2 years.
No, I'm saying, do you know how expensive it is to go to freaking Europe? Even with my flight
and that
benefits,
exchange rate, you gotta be careful with that exchange rate.
I'm pretty. Oh, trust me, I have a math lead who's coming with me. So, like, yeah, we're going backpacking, bro.
So back to the topic at hand of Doctor Strange. I think the set photos look amazing. I think I really believe. I know a lot of people are skeptical because Marvel seems to have like a certain ABC formula to all their films, but I truly believe that Doctor Strange is going to be something entirely different from their other films, as far as like the approach, as far as like how it's going to feel.
I guess I can agree with that. You know, I'd like to say that like this is sort of gonna be like Ant-Man, the superhero that has absolutely nothing going for him. You know, like Doctor Strange isn't a super popular character like Ant-Man.
Yeah, like because a lot of people go, how are they gonna incorporate a person turns to an ant like humorous? Because even for me, a lot of people are going, oh, it's just gonna be a really crappy film, and then it kind of blew everyone out of the water, like how they
that's how I feel this film is gonna be.
Yeah, because
you know what
because he wasn't very popular. I even read some reviews about him. Like he was more popular back in like when it came out in like what
in the 60s,
in the 60s,
70s, yeah.
And so there's a lot of different origins. And like Ant-Man, a lot of people make fun of Ant-Man because it's the same origins, like not origins, but like the same idea as like Aquaman back in the day. And now look at Aquaman now, like dude, it's Khal Drogo. Come on.
Yeah.
Like
But I feel that the movie that broke the mold for Marvel in that sense, that they took a nothing property and turned it into like a multimedia success, is definitely Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I did not expect Guardians to be that successful. I expected it to be successful, don't get me wrong. But they turned that whole entire story, and I truly believe that Guardians of the Galaxy is the second best Marvel movie.
Yeah.
In the Marvel universe. I don't know about you guys.
No, I was a little skeptical, and I was like, a talking beaver in a tree.
Raccoon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Rocket.
I'm so sorry. I'm like, I
because there's nothing him except him. So
the only thing that killed me was the ending. I'm sorry. Please tell me you saw the credits.
I liked it.
It's Daffy Duck.
It's not Daffy Duck.
No,
that is Howard
Howard the Duck. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm so horrible today.
It's okay. And that was great. It was voiced by Seth Green. It was amazing. There was so many, and that I still have to like pause and watch the collector room because there's so many like little Easter eggs in that room alone. That room is literally a room of Easter eggs. Is what I would describe it as. Yeah. But so I do feel that. I have good feelings for Doctor Strange. I feel like they got the right cast. Benedict Cumberbatch is a great actor in general, and I think he is pretty much the best person to play Doctor Strange.
You know what? I was very, very skeptical about Cumberbatch. You know, like he's a really great actor. I know that, but I don't know. I didn't know if he could pull off the look of Doctor Strange. After seeing these photos of him with the full beard and Nepal with the robes and stuff like that. I mean, it's not really robes, but it sort of gives off that look. It really blew me out of the water. Like, it was...
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
It was really good.
As long as we don't see, like, him being CGI dragon like he did in...
Hey, that was a beautiful scene.
It's great. No, he did amazing as the Hobbit and as playing Smaug. But have you seen him, like, doing the CGI work? It is so hilarious. It's great that you put that much into it, but you gotta make you chuckle. You gotta make you laugh a little bit.
It is funny, but you gotta be expressive because come on.
No, it's true. The guy studied Komodo dragons and like reptilians for a good 3 months to get like the motions and how like they move.
But
correctly.
The reason that they do that, even when I saw the behind the scenes to Until Dawn. Mm-hmm. And you see the behind the scenes, they have to be very expressive because, mind you can't just be like monotone. You actually have to express yourselves because you have to get every sensor, and those sensors, they put it in a program. On top of that, he's playing a dragon, so of course his face is not going to look like a bloody dragon, but he has to express himself, so when they can get those sensors pinged onto the animated dragon, I find it hilarious. We don't find everyone in this room.
It is, but he's truly a thespian. I appreciate him as an actor. I appreciate that Marvel is blowing a lot of money into getting like these good sets and like these like I don't know. I just appreciate in general, and I love Disney. All the things that Disney does and Marvel
Just
does.
bring back Tom Hiddleston, please. Please, just bring him back.
Well, Ragnarok for sure.
Like,
Ragnarok is gonna happen
for sure.
I'm saying this to all my freaking Tom Hiddleston lovers on my Tumblr page because everyone adores him, and after reading the last article, they're saying that I'm gonna probably bring him back.
I have to ask this question: if you had a choice,
he's gonna be in Ragnarok.
Yeah, he's gonna be in
like,
Ragnarok.
he better damn be. He's
probably gonna be in Infinity War, to be honest. But if you had a choice, if I had to give persons of your persuasion a choice of a choice between Chris Hemsworth or Tom Hiddleston,
okay,
who are you going with? I feel like most will lean Chris Hemsworth, but I know there is a strong, hardcore population for Hiddleston.
I'm sorry, but it's like, man, either way, Tom Hiddleston did apply for the role.
Yeah, he originally applied to be Thor.
So to be
and
Thor,
then they were like,
and then,
we'll hold on to you and make you Loki.
That would have been like Nicolas
interesting.
Cage's Superman. Have you seen that picture?
Yeah.
I think it would have ended up
Well,
like that.
I'm going. My heart goes like for me. Regardless, I'm gonna go with Loki because he.
Really? Wow.
I'm like, well, you know me. You've known me forever, so I'm like, I've always been a Thor fan. I have majority of my T-shirt collection is Thor, but I'm just happy I got I'm like, are you mad, bruh?
Yeah.
With Loki on the cover, but no. I be honest with you, it's like. A lot of people say, oh no, Loki's a little bitch, you know, he's like this, but I'm like, no, I feel like he's misunderstood. Because, come on, he's been lied to his entire childhood.
Yeah.
And a lot of people says that, I'm like, oh, he's been manipulated by aliens. He believed he had the power to control that army. I'm like, no, he was just the key to bring them there because they couldn't leave where they're from.
Yeah.
They're bound to that area until someone...
But he's still a psychopath. He still took out a guy's eye in the middle of a public place.
Technically, he's
You forget that part of Avengers. That was such like a, oh my god, this is a kid's movie, sir.
Oh my god.
That's the same way I felt during the episode of Walking Dead with the baking. Oh my god.
Look at the flowers.
Look at the flowers.
We should do a topic like the most messed up, most unexpected messed up,
most 0 to 60 moments in all of film history.
I'm sorry, but I'm like, first of all, I think his acting is brilliant. He has look. First of all, he has a swagger. He has like that look that some people like. A lot of people didn't expect Loki to pull off that thing until halfway through the movie. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, no, he has this. Tom Hiddleston, I don't know what he does or what charm he pulls off, but he does a really good job as an actor. And I'm not saying this as like a hardcore, because I'm a Hiddleston fan. I'm like, no. As an actor-wise, if you can persuade me you're a hell of a good villain and you know what you're doing a good job. If you... I'm those people, I'm like, oh, if I watch a TV show and I watch a series and I hate you, like I hate your character, oh, I hate what you do, like everyone does the governor. If the governor in The Walking Dead, everyone hated the governor. And if you know how to do your damn job, you're good. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
It's like, I'm sorry, but you're a hell of a good actor. I'm like, if you can persuade me to piss me off, oh, you're doing a good job.
That's a true belief.
Oh, you love me.
Wait, don't fall for it.
There's a dog.
Sorry, it's my dog. We're trying to train her to new people, so I'm also cautious because she like lies with her affection. So yes, I do feel the same way about Tom Hiddleston. Much I feel the same way about Benedict Cumberbatch. He made a great Khan. He makes a great Smog, and he plays majority of his roles.
He's impressed me over the
years.
He's impressed me over the years of playing really good characters. Like, he convinced me as soon as I watched Star Trek. I was like, that voice. I'm God.
This is the way he says it. Like, he come out like God.
It's like, he has like that. Like, he has like that good mix between American and British. Like a good British. Like, I'm trying to come up with a word, but like a good mix between having his British and American accent put together in a sandwich. Like, his voice is like perfect. So for me, I'm like, yeah, I'm with him. I'm like, I'm a little skeptical with the whole. He's not that popular thing, but I'm like, Marvel's been doing such a good job with the whole casting and like a lot of good. Whoever's writing them, I give them full credit for the writers who's been doing a hell of a good job. Because come on, Ant-Man, and come on, he blew a lot of people out of the water with the whole.
That movie is definitely stupendous. I actually really enjoyed Ant-Man.
It's just now I'm not enjoying that Ant since we're in Florida. I'm like, yeah. Ever since I saw Ant-Man, my entire kitchen's been infested with them since the summer came. So I'm like, God, doing dishes is a mile of them, and I'm like, why did I have to watch Ant-Man? They're everywhere.
So we're all pretty much in opinion that
we're all unanimous.
that
It's anonymous. We approve. Like,
it's anonymous.
It's
anonymous.
We're totally anonymous, guys. CosplayFame. So I guess since we're all good with the Doctor Strange photos, set photos, move on to the next topic, the WarCraft trailer. BlizzCon, guys. Fortunately, we're not able to go to BlizzCon, but BlizzCon is happening as we speak. I believe so. And during BlizzCon, they released the full trailer of WarCraft. This is going to be the first exploration Blizzard has into movies. I know there were talks a long time ago about them doing a Diablo movie, about them even trying to do like Sims stuff, but this is like the first real exploration, and it's the first big video game movie that we're going to get in
a long time.
yes.
So I want to ask you guys really quick, what did you guys think of the trailer? What do you guys think of the prospect of this movie, and how overall you think it's going to be received?
Well, as a Viking fan who's
That's the main guy. Is he from Viking?
Yes, the one in the poster that has the blue paint on his face.
Yeah.
He's from the show.
So we're feeling pretty good about World of Warcraft. We're skeptical though. I'm pretty skeptical too. I feel like it harkens too much back to the video game. If you look at the armor that the humans was wearing, it's ridiculously huge. I understand they're fighting orcs, and I understand they're dealing with creatures like double, triple their size. I'm hoping that they describe Azeroth and the world of Warcraft.
You never know. Like sometimes.
Titular.
He said the title of the book. He said the title of the movie. I know what you're talking about. I do have concern because no.
So I am skeptical about the Warcraft movie. I feel like it's not going to be as good as all the hype is putting.
I also concur. I feel like video game movies have a lot to overcome, and if this movie can overcome not only taking over the helm from Lord of the Rings and being a good video game movie, that would be an amazing feat. But more often than not, especially with how much CGI is in this movie, and knowing that this movie is going to come out right after the practical effects heavy Star Wars, is not going to bode well for this movie. That's my only concern. One of my concerns for this movie. And it better not have a dumb plot. If it has a dumb plot, every person is going to walk out of this movie within the first 15 minutes.
I mean, from what I gather from the trailer, this is what is going to happen. Mm-hmm. The humans are just chilling. Mm-hmm. Whatever. The orcs, I don't know what happens to their world, but it's dying. So they go through a portal of some kind to the human world, and then they try to take over. And then there's this one dude, one orc, who's like, hey, we can share the world, you know? And a huge fight ensues.
It just feels, it feels like Last of the Mohicans, or like...
this sort of feels...
Or Ferngully.
This sort of feels
Ferngully kind of
or
feeling.
Avatar.
Avatar is another one. But I was going to say Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
A little bit. I feel like it's going to have a little bit of that feeling. I just don't know. I don't know how.
But I feel like it's just not going to be that good.
I know the Warcraft fandom is strong. I know the Blizzard fandom is, they have freaking con every year. It's very strong, but I just don't know how powerful it can be to make this movie happen and to make this movie a success. Are we done with this topic? Are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're good.
Yeah, we stated it is high expectations. Let's just
It
hope
is
it's
high
not.
expectations,
Let's
yeah.
just hope they. Well, it's BlizzardCon, like BlizzCon, so, or the company itself. Let's just if they get paid. Un cojón de chavo. Sorry for the spat.
No, it's fine.
They're banking. Come on. I'm like, for the first year they worked there, I think they get a shield if you work there as an associate.
Really?
Yeah, look up an episode of.
I always felt like of the games that they had, the better games to make a plot, like a good plot, was like Diablo. Like, because they're linear.
I like the fact that I really like the fact that some of these video games have like the cinematic trailers.
No, yeah, they have.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm very 50-50. So I'm like, let's see what happens when it comes out.
But the thing is that World of Warcraft, there's the main story that you can go on, and then there's like thousands of other quests.
Yeah, but I think they're just gonna have a main plot. Like, look at some other video games, and like sometimes they have the main story.
And
like World of Warcraft, everyone does the quests. You know, especially Lord of the Rings, they have a quest, and then there's the main story.
Yeah, but that's not what I was getting at.
No, I know.
I'm saying that maybe the story of World of Warcraft is actually really simple, and then they have like a really big filler of quests. You know, like, oh, you can't do this part of the story until you're 10 levels higher.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna go like that. I'm like, unless it's gonna be like, what's that movie, Pixel?
I didn't know.
I don't want to watch that movie.
Yep.
I won't watch it.
I mean, after
every
actually,
other Adam Sandler movie where he is like betrayed my trust, yeah, I'm not gonna watch it.
Really?
I gotta say though, Cobbler was actually really good.
Cobbler was
I heard Cobbler's really bad.
No,
Cobbler's
it's funny.
Really good. I don't think it's funny, but it's an interesting movie.
I know it's like that he puts on
movie.
the people who bring in shoes and he turns into the people.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But it has a good story. And like, first of all, Pixel was hilarious. I'm surprised like you two haven't seen that movie. I'm like, I know you have.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, his best friend's the president. The movie is about classic 80s games. I wasn't born in the 80s, but I'm like, come on. Some of those games I played as a kid because my parents made me. I just played Atari on Google.
I understand. I just
It's like, come on.
I'll give it a watch, but
give it a watch, and I'm like, you're gonna find it funny. I like
Look,
the story plot was funny.
One
Like,
night,
come on.
if I'm up until 3 a.m. and I need to fall asleep and I'm watching Netflix, Pixels, you might have my vote, okay?
I'm like,
So that's all I'm gonna say for it.
did it really sound then?
No, it does not sound. It sounds more like Inception, if anything.
the gong.
So Walking Dead, since we last spoke to you guys, we have missed 2 episodes of Walking Dead. Or we haven't talked about 2 episodes of Walking Dead. The first one came out about a week and a half ago, which is strictly a Morgan episode. How did we guys like that? So I personally, first of all, I love Morgan as a character, and I loved the whole entire episode. I don't know how you guys felt about it.
I felt that it dragged on a little bit, but I think we needed that from Morgan. Because the last time we saw Morgan before we saw him now,
He was batshit crazy.
he was crazy as hell. So, like,
You needed to be clear.
yeah, you
He
know.
was
So,
cleansed.
so we needed to see what happened to Morgan
We
and
needed
how
that.
he got
From his breaking point that he lost his sanity to, I don't want to kill people. I just want to be like a Ninja Turtle and whack people with a stick.
Funny that you bring up Ninja Turtles. I don't know if you've seen the theory online about that.
Oh God, your theories.
Okay, so the guy's name, his friend, he makes, by the way, is played by, oh man, I forget, he has a 3-name. He's a great actor. He was also in American Horror Story. So that guy, his character's name is Eastman.
Mm-hmm.
Eastman was the name of the last name of the creator of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, throughout Eastman's house, his little bungalow thing, there are turtles everywhere on the walls. There's like paintings of turtles everywhere on the wall. He wears, for half the episode, a shirt that says "Save the Terrapins," Terrapins are turtles, and he walks around with a stick, kind of simulating Master Splinter, and he's training someone the arts of like martial arts. So it was funny. Some people say it was a nod to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We don't know, but it's funny you brought that up about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Been a fan since I was a child.
I personally enjoyed the episode. I think we needed that episode, especially after the whole entire Glenn episode, and just dealing with that horde of walkers. We needed that episode away from that situation and understanding the history. I'm going to tell you this. We're not going to find out what happens to Glenn until next season. I mean, the mid-season opener or the mid-season finale, for sure. We're not going to find out anything that happens to Glenn because it's going to push ratings no matter what they can do.
I I don't agree with that. I think Glenn is going to come back within the next episode of the one after that. Actually, no, the one after that is the season finale, isn't it?
No,
it's
the mid-season finale is coming up in 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's definitely going to be at the mid-season finale to just keep you ramped up and look at the rating. The Morgan episode had the highest ratings for any episode since The Walking Dead started. So and that's because people want to know what the hell is happening in Glen. Why not AMC just keep pushing that situation until the mid-season finale or until the opening of the next season?
Let's just hope he doesn't come back like a Sophia. Boom.
That'd be bad.
Oh my god, I think it'll kill everybody.
That'd be bad. How did you feel about the Morgan episode?
Same as him. Like,
I enjoyed it. I feel like I know the plot was gonna happen with Morgan's character, and I wish it didn't. I'm finding him more cynical than I am usually. So, I really enjoyed his character. I think he's a great breather and more human. And I love Eastman's point of view. I love that, yeah, we live in this horrible situation, but we still can't be human to each other. I've always felt that way. And I feel like Glenn says the same things. I feel like Daryl says the same things to a lighter point. Michonne, Tyrese, every character in this show.
But it's like I'm a bit of a fan for Glenn.
I'm sorry about the goat. I'm so sad that the goat died. He ate the goat. Poor goat. All he was trying to do was make cheese.
He and the goats.
He ate the goat. Poor goat.
Meh.
Two goats I've ever felt sorry for in my life is the Jurassic Park goat and this goat. The Jurassic Park goat was horrible. I remember being like, oh my god. Where's the goat? You remember that part I've seen in Jurassic Park?
Oh my god. No.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, the only thing I felt bad for, it's like I'm still very suspicious of this girl's kid. The son of the doctor. Of the doctor.
Yeah, I hate him. I don't need to be suspicious. I hate the guy.
No, as soon as it's like, well, I'm gonna tell everyone not to eat the food because I'm gonna take it.
Oh, you're talking about Deandre's kid. How do you say her name? Deandre? The leader of Alexandra's kid. Yeah. Is who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The one that didn't get munched on by zombies somewhere else.
Yeah.
What was that? So.
No, it's like, for me, I'm like, everyone hits a breaking point, but I'm like, you're blaming your mother for everything that's happened. I'm like, dude, they're lucky that they didn't they went through the entire, the timeline between Rick get out of the hospital, from the prison, from what, how many years have The Walking Dead been running? Since what?
Seasons, I would say this is what, the 5th season, 6th season?
So it's like...
6.
Like about a year or 3 or so.
In the Walking Dead timeline is
about a year.
I would say 3 years.
3 years.
Say 3 years.
3 years within that
because
timeline?
Ass Kicker was born, so that's at least 9 months you have to take out of the timeline.
The winter. Remember they had a month
winter
that they never aired. I wish they did, but
I would say good 3 to 2.5 years for that.
So
which shows you how crazy things can get in 2.5 years of
Or my favorite, 6 months later, this is what happens 6 months later. It's hot and they're like, told you, should have packed more clothes in winter.
Let me ask you, so something that bothers me, I guess because all post-apocalyptic situations have to be like this, why does no one have a cell phone? I understand, you can make the argument there's no electricity. Eastman had solar power, and there are clearly other places that could have solar power. Why does no one have a cell phone?
Self-perception.
Why would you want a cell phone?
I would want a cell phone. I would want a computer. I would just, first of all, to log things. Secondly, to have time and dates handy, always at paper. I mean, there's a phone. You can do that in a phone.
First of all, think about this. We don't have cell phones.
Hello.
Look,
Look, Eli, the guy had an iPod. So, and that was a post-apocalyptic world.
iPod, dude.
But that's an iPod. You listen to stuff though. Come on, you're walking through halfway across the freaking continent with just your iPod and solar power.
I'm just
saying. There's a difference. But like for me in The Walking Dead, I'm like, at least a walkie-talkie would have been decent. But for me, you're sounding like Rick when he's holding that damn phone. My wife is telling me everything's gonna be okay.
No, I'm not like that. I'm just saying that I would still hold on to a cell. Listen, I believe that cell phones or a satellite phone would possibly work out here. Is it plausible?
Possibly
really.
a satellite phone, but
Possibly, but here's the thing.
who's
Cell
gonna
phone-
pick up?
What?
It's possibly a satellite phone, but who's gonna pick up?
I just don't think. First of all, I don't think. Look, we should stop talking about this and we should still focus on the Walking Dead because
No.
I'm going with my real world evaluation.
Real world evaluation?
I don't think electricity will die that quickly.
Yes,
I don't think
it does.
routers will
Okay,
die
well,
that quickly. No way.
Alexandria has some form of electricity. Eastman had some form of electricity.
Yeah.
The prison had a little bit of electricity, not a lot.
But
Woodbury had a lot of
But,
electricity.
okay, my concern is not the
No,
electricity.
hold on.
No,
Well,
but
you
think
brought
about
up
it.
electricity,
Mostly-
but the main thing about a phone is you're trying to contact somebody. If everybody's dead, who are you trying to contact?
I'm just saying there's an outside possibility that, look, these guys went to Virginia because a guy with a mullet told them that the Secret Service is going to protect them. Okay, so...
Hey, he rocks that mother. Don't be jealous.
I'm not jealous, I'm just saying he's a liar.
No, but he had
You're right.
hope. I'm like, first of all, the group
Yeah,
didn't
you're
have
right.
directions. Like, the group didn't have directions. I wouldn't have a cell phone to begin with because, first of all, I'm with him. I would journal. If you want to keep, I would understand to have
You
a
can
phone.
journal on a phone!
Why? If it's gonna
If this thing dies, it's done.
It'll save
Paper.
the battery.
You don't need to charge a notebook.
I feel like we should just stop. Okay,
no,
so
this is gonna be the
next,
side.
yeah,
No. This is
look,
gonna be a side YouTube video
look,
of
whatever you feel, guys, is right. Comment
No,
below.
please comment below.
I believe that you should have a cell phone even in any post-apocalyptic situation because the outside chance that internet may still be working, that electricity may still be available.
You're gonna Google how to kill zombies?
I'm gonna Google if people are alive or not. Okay.
No, guys, give
You
your
think
comments,
that people
please.
surviving
Send us
are
your
gonna
comments
Tumblr
below.
and shit?
Yeah, that'd be fucking Tumblr.
No.
Tumblr. Guys like artistic dead zombies, like black and white dead zombies.
No, it'll be like
No,
Zombieland. Zombie kill of the week.
Zombie kill of the week, that'd be great. Or like celebrity zombie, like a Jay Leno zombie, or Conan O'Brien zombie. Like, really
No, but I'm like, I don't think. Period. I'm like, first of all, you're better off being a Beth moment. Write in a journal. Just have your sanity.
Okay,
Have
I got
a
the
calendar.
point.
Look, okay,
Right.
you know what? I can see a camera.
Right.
I can see a camera,
A camera, that is
Okay.
understandable.
but
So
It's
the
gotta
next
be a
step,
film camera.
No, the one that Glenn had.
let's
in prison.
continue on to the next
The
episode.
film camera that you put in the
where
picture.
we end up back in Alexandria. We are talking about DeAndre and her son not having a food situation. They were seeming to be like just harvesting food. I don't know why a person needs that much food anyways, but whatever.
There's families that you don't see.
No, not the families. I understand the other people.
it was
because they
just
have
that
families.
one person.
It was just that one guy. Like the whole episode, he's eating something or drinking something. I don't know if you realize. He's either getting smashed drunk, or he's eating crackers, or he's eating jam, or just like consistently eating, and it was just an odd
Mind
thing
you,
to me.
some
Maybe
of
he's
those
stressing.
people don't even leave the wall. Some people are too chicken or don't have the like.
No,
No,
they don't
like-
have the huevos rancheros. I understand, but
Still, like half those people don't even leave the wall. They're just like, oh my god, there's noises behind this wall. I'm there like, and then this guy's telling them as it is. For me and my dad, or my dad and me had a discussion today about The Walking Dead. I'm like, Dad, what would you do in a situation like that? I'll make a station there and just start poking, just like they did in the prison. Poke them.
I literally have told them a million times, I'll get on a boat and get to an island. I think that's your safest bet.
Yeah, well, what if somebody dies there?
Then you kill the guy.
Or you eat them.
What if he dies? What if he dies and everybody's asleep?
There's always that one person
like that
watching.
one guy in the prison.
Oh, bro, then that's a fun night. But
No.
okay, so back to the point. So yeah, we had that situation with the food, and we don't know how much the food's gonna last in Alexandria. How do we feel about Rick kissing this lady?
Everyone saw that coming.
I saw it coming, but I just wanted to see.
Come on, Rick needs a little ass after losing his what? After losing his what?
I mean, think about when was the last time? Way back.
When was the
last time?
I'm like, when was the last time? I'm like, what? Since the camps?
Since
yeah, that camp.
First season. Yeah. Oh my God, that's right.
So, dude, he's been 3 years, no ass. Come on.
Oh my God, it's been 4 seasons.
It's like 4. I'm like, come on.
I want to say this. No wonder why he's so fucking crazy right now.
Zombie blue balls, bro. Zombie blue balls.
Okay, so
watch him and her are gonna do 20 toes. And 20 toes. They're gonna do some 20 toes, and he's gonna calm the fuck down. And he's just
gonna he had to cut off a toe a long time ago because of a zombie. Okay.
But,
what was I gonna say?
I think the kid's gonna do. I think the kid's her son is already getting suspicious to the max. Ever since I saw that scene when he's holding the knife and then they point the camera at Carl, I'm like, please don't knife him in his sleep, because then you're making me want to go to Atlanta and knife you. Like,
oh my God,
no, not really.
You guys just being an actor.
I'm like, no, but like mentally, I would just knife you in your sleep if you think about killing Carl. Like, part of me does that, and I'm like, oh, you taking my girlfriend now? I'm like, you got a little teenager there. I'm like, let him have his teen moments. But I'm like, dude, you're like one step away from getting punched in the face.
So, what do we feel is going to happen in the future episodes? We know that next episode is going to be a full Daryl episode. By the way, we're missing the big spoiler of this episode. Does everyone know what the big spoiler of this episode was?
Yeah, she's pregnant.
Maggie's pregnant. We found out that since all that season when she was pretty much lying to Glenn that she was not pregnant. She was taking the test and stuff like that, and she burned the picture. We found out that Maggie's pregnant. And actually, Maggie's doing something I didn't think she would do, which is adapting to life after Glenn. Maybe it's because she is pregnant and she has to live for the baby. But I thought for sure that if Maggie... I had this thing that if Maggie went, Glenn went. But apparently, Maggie's way more strong than I ever thought she would ever be.
I think after losing her sister, you hit a breaking point. You have to know when to, accept we're all dead. Even if we're still the living.
Yeah.
To save yourself from the heartache.
Who's actually dead in The Walking Dead?
Speaking, last thing, today, since we're talking about it, and since it was announced earlier this morning, we found out who Negan is going to be on The Walking Dead. Negan, if you guys don't know, in the comic books is pretty much the big bad. He's worse apparently than the governor, which is amazing. How can he be worse than the governor? But he's worse than the governor. He does really bad things to his group. He is as sadistic and as sociopathic as any person that the Walking Dead crew has come alongside. The casting was Jeffrey Dean Morgan. You may know him. He played the comedian in Watchmen. He was also in the movie The Losers. I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie with Chris Evans. Mm-hmm. Idris Elba's in it.
No.
He's the lead in that movie. He's also in Red Dawn, the new remake of Red Dawn. He's in that movie. He's also, for you guys of Supernatural love, he plays the father of the two Winchesters.
John Winchester.
Yes. So he's definitely surrounded by nerd culture. He's been in multiple movies about comics. How do we feel about the casting?
I like it. I haven't read the comics, but from what I know of Negan, he's like a total asshole. That's how the comedian is.
Yes.
The comedian, I can picture the comedian being the leader of the wolves, if that's who he's the leader of. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I approve.
That's good.
After seeing him in The Walking Dead, that he can be a dick when he wants to be. He knows how to play a dick, so I'm like, hey, good casting call. I'm like, hey, he's a bit of a hard ass to his kids, and Supernatural. So for me, I'm like, John Winchester has always, if you can play, if you know how to be bad, be bad. I'm like, hey, good casting call. I mean, he knows how to handle guns since it is a Supernatural, Walking Dead.
Yeah. You're starting to see this with a lot of actors that they're starting to surround their life with nerddom. Saw Ian McKellen, of course, with Gandalf and Magneto.
He's actually playing another version of Sherlock Holmes.
He's going to be playing another version of Sherlock Holmes. You saw it with Benedict Cumberbatch, that he was Sherlock Holmes and Khan and Smog, and now he's going to be Doctor Strange. I think it's a great time right now to be a nerd in general, because all celebrities want to be a superhero or something comic book wise. It's just a great time to be a nerd.
Having nerd parents are the best, because at least your dad can tell you, "Oh my, I've been waiting for this for a long time."
Dude, look, guys, I understand there's crappy comic book movies out there. That's a floor.
It wasn't that bad.
The new one is not incredible.
I haven't seen the new one.
Okay, but whatever movie, Wolverine Origins,
That's bad.
Whatever you want to say, you gotta appreciate this moment, because us as children, we're praying just to see one of these movies be made. To see a Thor movie, to see a legit Captain America movie, to see how many Spider-Mans we have now. We have like a ton of Spider-Mans.
This will be our third.
This will be our third Spider-Man. Like,
hey, at least I give props that they at least fixed their freaking. They at least fixed all the freaking X-Men films in one.
Yeah,
so I'm glad they.
all the X-Men films.
And at least they have the same Wolverine in the past 10 years.
So I'm just saying, as a nerd to younger nerds or to other nerds out there,
or to the older generation.
Or the older generation, appreciate this time, because it's gonna come and go probably.
Because westerns were popular at one time too.
Yeah, space movies were one time really popular, and stopped. Cop movies. So I'm just saying.
Hey, RoboCop. I grew up with RoboCop.
RoboCop is totally a comic book movie. I'm
sorry, but hey, come on.
So that's,
even the Predator films, even like the Predator films and some of the remakes, they were comic books. I've seen.
No, Predator first came out as a movie, then it was a comic book. I assure you.
Still.
But my point is, just appreciate the moment, appreciate the nerdism. This is the first time, that nerds are probably more popular than jocks.
True.
Yeah,
We nerds rule the world.
So, any questions, comments? Guys, you can find, again, Alex at Jester2539. You can find Clarissa.
Lovely Nerd Habits on Tumblr.
And then, of course, you can find CosplayFame almost anywhere. YouTube, iTunes, anything you can think of. Pretty much.
Facebook,
Instagram, Tumblr,
We're on
Twitter.
pretty much every social
Pretty
media.
much everything.
Except for LinkedIn.
Thanks.
We're not
that big of a company yet. We want to thank you guys for watching us. We do want to subscribe to you. Keep sending us your cosplays. Send us as many as you can. If you guys can send us photos of your build so we can put them together and make them into nice little photo albums. Or
show us how your process too, because we do appreciate people who take their times to make the costumes. We do appreciate.
We are people who appreciate art. Like, we are the people who ask, "Hey, how did Da Vinci make the Mona Lisa? How did Michelangelo sculpt David?" Those are the things we ask. And again,
also, we'll be going to.
Guys, oh my God, yes, we are going to do Crazy Nerd. We're going to do 3 cons
in
2 days.
In 1 weekend.
In 1 weekend. We're going to, can we name them all? UltraCon, Claremont Con, and MegaCon Fan Days. We will see you guys there if we can. We love you. Look for us wearing shirts. Some of us will be in cosplay.
You'll see me as Widow, so you'll see me soon.
Yes, and I'll be cosplaying. My brother will be cosplaying for sure.
Deadpool.
Yep, so guys, I want to thank you all for watching us again. Have a good night. Later.